You're in grade 8? My name's Roberta Morris. Dr.
Oh,
Morris.
I'm not in grade 8, grade 5.
Hmm?
Grade 5 is more like it.
You're in grade 5, okay. The textbook we're using today is grade 8, so you're going to be making a big stretch, okay?
It's okay.
Yeah. And I think somebody else is joining us too. You want to tell me a little bit about you?
Oh.
You live in Ontario?
Victoria's nice, and I like Pokemon and other stuff and whatsoever.
You like Pokemon, me too. I haven't played Pokemon for a while.
Oh, and
what else do you like?
Like, wait a second. Do you like to play? Do you know what is Prodigy?
I don't know it. No.
No.
No. I'll have to look it up. I'm a big researcher, so I'll look it up. Okay. I think somebody else is joining us in a minute. Who is this? You know this person? We have Amy, Jasmine, Ron. Amy, can you unmute yourself? We have Jason, Jan, Jasmine, Amy. Maybe we'll give people a few more minutes to come.
Hi. This is a grade 8 textbook thingy.
A grade 8 textbook, so you will be a whiz by the time you get to grade 8. But we can, we can go at, your own pace. So don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
Is everyone here in grade 7 and grade 8?
No, is everybody in grade 7? Let's see. I don't think so. Jasmine, you want to unmute?
I'm in grade 7.
Okay. So this will be a bit of a stretch. Okay. So for some people, it'll be a stretch. You'll be ahead of yourself. And that's always good.
Oh, Lord. Can any age be viewing this?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to get down to the materials. Hold on one second. Am I making you dizzy here? Can you see the screen? All this stuff on the screen?
Yes.
Am I making you dizzy trying to read it so as I scream through it so fast?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, no. The scrolling is very slow.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. We're not at the material yet, so you give me another second. Let me introduce myself. My name's Roberta Morris, or Dr. Morris. I'm a writer and a teacher, and I've just moved back to Ontario, Canada from Los Angeles. I was literally just before the pandemic. I wasn't planning on being here where I am, but I'm fine. It's actually great to be here. I come from Canada. I was born in Canada, and but I've been in Los Angeles for a long time, and so came back just in time for a really cold winter, and I really enjoyed the snow because I missed the snow so much. You will find that hard to believe. But where I lived in Los Angeles was right below. You seen the Hollywood sign? You could actually see the Hollywood sign. If you dropped the ball from the Hollywood sign, you're gonna hit my house in Los Angeles. That's where I lived. So,
oh my gosh, that's so near.
Yeah, it was very cold to be back here and very warm there. But you know what? I missed the snow, so I got snowshoes and skis. Did you have a good winter?
Oh, in fact, my favorite season is fall and winter because Halloween and then Christmas, and then snow, and then pumpkins, and then whatever.
Yeah. There's lots of things to do. That's the thing.
Whatever good thing you can name about cool holidays or whatever.
That's right.
Um,
Okay, are you ready? Is everybody ready to start? We're going to start looking at writing, and you're really lucky today because you got a writer who's teaching you about writing. Okay, now I write novels and stories for the internet, but mostly stories for in books. You can see you can actually, if you go to Amazon.com and look me up, all my books are there. So my life is really an open book, but I'm really clear that most people learn in many different ways. Like I learn by writing and reading, and that's my favorite way. But I know people who learn best by moving around. And that's called kinetic learners. They move around and they pace around, or they take a walk, or they actually are best at sports. And there's other people who are best at, well, that's called kinetic. And there's other people who are best at listening. And there's some people who are best at tasting. Like I had a class one time of all these people who were cooks, and they were the best people that learned things by smelling and tasting. And so they brought food in all the time, and that was fine too. Okay, so it's really a good thing for you to learn how you learn best and go back to those things. But so much of school is reading and writing, and so that's what we're going to focus on now, okay? But if you need to move around a little bit because you're a kinetic learner, you learn by moving, you move around a little bit until you get comfortable, okay?
I'm in grade 5, but I read a lot of books that are more for higher levels. So
Yeah,
thank you.
Teacher,
yeah.
I read a lot of books, but I don't like writing all that much. But it's all I'm
Really?
okay with writing. I just don't like handwriting. That is so painful.
Yeah. Did you write on the computer?
I love writing on the computer.
Yeah, you know what? People mostly write on the computer now. It's really good to learn how to write longhand, like this, but it's most people just write on the computer now. And so it's almost a lost skill, handwriting. And it's become a kind of
Actually, if you were in face-to-face school, you would be doing handwriting all the time. So don't worry, teacher.
Okay.
It's still alive.
You still
Painful
learn that.
hand.
Well, you
You
know
still
what? You
learn that.
actually learn better sometimes when you do that. And sometimes when you read on the page, this is something that we're kind of worried about, because you actually retain things in your brain better when you read it on a page than on a screen, and we're not sure why. So sometimes it's a good thing to print things up and read it, or read it on books.
It's probably because kind of like this screen is like pretty distracting, and there's other things, and I usually lose interest, or it hurts my eyes when I try to read a lot.
Right. Well, reading on the computer for a long time,
There's like a lot of light, or if you like try to focus, it will sometimes hurt your eyes.
Yeah.
Teacher, guess what?
Right.
Like, I'm such a good reader. I finished one book from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm done in like 2 days. 2 days.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. When I read those books, I can finish in like 2 hours, maybe, if I can read it.
1.5 days. 1.5 days exactly.
That's a very long book for that short of time. Okay, so you're a good reader. So why don't
the Philosopher's Stone.
number 1? Can you see the questions on your screen there? From the book?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can. Okay.
Yes.
Who was the person who said they were the best reader?
My sister is a good reader.
Yes. But who in this group said that they were the good reader?
Not me, but I'm pretty good reader.
Okay, can you read this instructions here? What are we supposed to be doing here?
Here, You read each sentence and look at the underlined part. It may contain a mistake in the word usage, capitalization, or punctuation. Choose the best way to write the underlined part of the sentence. If there is no mistake, choose answer D, correct as it is. Fill in the bubble beside the best answer.
Okay.
Also, I'm in grade 2.
You're in grade 2? Wow, that's pretty great reading.
Grade 2? That means like, oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, this is a grade 8 book. You're gonna be
You're
six.
gonna be way ahead.
You're
Okay, so
gonna
let's do
by
this
the
together.
time you're grade 8, you are going to be like, the principal's gonna be like, you need to go to university or something like that.
Well, some people go to university early if they can get, if they're very, very fast through school.
I thought this was for grade 1.
Yeah.
What? Okay, yeah, that was extreme.
Okay, you know what we got to do? We got to do these questions.
Yeah.
Let's do them. Do you want to go in a circle? Who
Wait,
has?
wait,
Who wants to read number 1?
Can I?
Can I?
Who said I first? Can I first?
I said that first.
Okay, so you do it first. And the person who said second, do a second.
The tropical storm who formed in the Atlantic Ocean is moving towards South Carolina.
What's wrong with that sentence?
It's
It's easy.
who? Like, this thing isn't even a living thingy, and it's saying,
Yes.
It's which?
so that means it's
Absolutely.
witch. Witch. It's witch.
Which?
Not the witch that you see on Halloween wearing that pointed hat, cursing everyone in season.
No, that's right. Not that witch. The WHICH witch.
I know.
Okay.
Like which number?
Yeah,
Okay.
which number? Not the witch from like
Yes. Okay, who can give us the answer for number 2?
me.
Is that Erica?
No,
that
that was me.
Okay, can you give it to us? Most of these storms weaken. Most of these storm weakens as they move across. You can hear that something's wrong there, right?
There is definitely something wrong with it. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, they don't even like. I don't know. The weekend needs to
Weekend.
be.
It's
C. It's C. It's C.
C.
This
Yeah.
thing needs to be conjugated. This guy doesn't know grammar. Okay, yeah.
That's right. This person got that wrong and you got it right. It's C. Okay, who can read us number 3?
Can I?
Me.
Please.
Okay. 4 scientists watch the tornado from the safety of their weather center. The safety of their weather center is correct as it is.
That's perfect. Yes. Okay. So
Finally, there's
somebody who
grammatic.
hasn't read anything yet, read number 4.
Can I?
Yeah.
Weather experts watch the storm closer as it moves towards the coast. What?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? There's something wrong with that. isn't
It doesn't even make sense.
That's right. Which one of these words, closest, closely, more close? Which one would make it make sense?
Watch the storm closely.
Closely, as it moved towards the coast. Perfect.
I know, this thing doesn't even make sense. If I were to
Right.
read it, it's like, what?
That's the
I know
important thing to
this
remember.
one-
If it doesn't make sense, you can hear that it's wrong. You can see that it's wrong if you know the words, the rules around what makes things right and wrong in terms of
Sometimes
grammar. But you
English
can
is
usually hear it.
If English is all around you, you can just sense it. Like, you don't even need to you're
It's
just
only
like,
when you get stuck,
stay
when you
with
can't figure out which way to go. That's when you need to
Can
know
I?
the rules. But
Can I?
usually you can hear it.
you-
Okay,
yep.
somebody who hasn't read yet, give us number 5.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yesterday we know that today would be sunny. It's new.
New,
New
number
that
8.
today
Right?
would be
No,
sunny.
this sounds so wrong. You should be
It sounds wrong. That's right. So you listen to it.
like,
No.
Node. Seriously, that sounds so wrong. It makes my tongue twisted just trying to say node.
You know, the problem is something with a sentence like this. Yesterday we know that today, if it was new, we listen to it, we know that it's new, but you know what? If it is N-E-W and not K-N-E-W, it sounds exactly the same. So that's when you have to know the word spelling, right? Does that make sense?
I know how to spell many words.
Sometimes sometimes you hear the same word spelled different ways, and it's not a new, brand new. It's new, I know it.
But like which? That's two which. Man.
Yes, yeah, that's when those are called homonyms, where they sound the same,
It's
but they're spelled differently. Okay, so somebody give us number 6.
Can I?
Please.
Since the first day of school, I has finished writing 2 stories. I have finished writing.
Exactly. Wonderful. I have. Number 7.
I have written. I have writing. Doesn't make sense. I have
finished.
I have finished I have finished writing.
Yes.
If it's without the finish, it's have written, but right now in this case it's A.
Right. I have.
Sorry.
I have finished writing. A.
Finish.
Ding. Okay, who's gonna give us number 7?
May I please do number 7?
Yes.
This week the garden has suffered because we have gotten less rain than we need. Less rain than we need is correct as it is.
Exactly. Number 8. Who's going to give us number 8?
Me.
Okay.
Oh wow, this is something. The strong winds are more harmful than the rainfall. Seriously, more
Yeah, really.
harmful, not more harmful. That is like
Not at all right.
like some people while saying better, and then like my teacher's like, that is banned from your vocabulary.
Yes, you have to learn how to hear it. You have to-
I know, right? That sometimes
more
it's
harmful.
sometimes you just write so silly things.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why it's really helpful to read it out loud.
I know, right? Sometimes when you just you write something so silly. It's like, how did I write that?
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you see what you thought you wrote and not what you actually wrote, which is a bit of a problem. If you've done that, you have to read it out loud again, or maybe just take a walk and then come back to it.
I know, because people have this. This is strange because people have this like sense, like when you see what you want. Like there's a story where this king and then this guy pretends to sell invisible clothes, but he isn't. And then the next day when everyone's like, hey, underwear, and it's like, and then he thinks he sees his own clothes, but he isn't, because he is not wearing any at all.
Yeah.
That is a silly scenario.
That's right. Okay, who's going to give us number 9?
Me.
Okay.
You should not go outside during the storm. Really? You should not go outside during the storm.
Exactly. And you can see it right away.
This guy needs a grammar wizard or some guy.
Yes. Grammarly. I love Grammarly. It tells me what's I've done right.
I know.
Who can do number 10?
Can I?
Imagine there's such thing as grammar wizard.
Who hasn't read one out loud yet?
I haven't.
Okay, could you do this one?
Okay. My brother and I was hiding in the basement.
My brothers and I.
What?
We're
it's
hiding.
hiding in the. Wait, what? No, I think it's my brother and I.
We're hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're hiding. That's perfect. Thank you. And who else hasn't read anything yet?
Are you sure this is grade 8? This is grade 4.
Well, you might be just really smart, right? Who hasn't written yet? Who hasn't read it one out loud?
I can do
You can do that? Okay, please, you. I'm sorry, I don't hear your name.
Although the rain continued for hours, the wind began to diminish. It's correct as it is.
That's exactly right. That's a complicated sentence though, right? There's a few hard
Yeah.
words there. But so it's a good thing they got it right. Okay, who got number 12?
Can
And that
I?
would be- Yes, please.
Okay. Wait. Which is a complete sentence written correctly? In search of gold, the Spanish
No, I'm sorry, we're still
explorer-
on number 12.
Number 12. We
Yeah.
went almost 12 hours apart from water and electricity.
How?
In spite of prior to, without, correct as it is. We
Right.
went almost 12 hours apart from the water and electricity.
That's not correct,
Um,
is it?
No,
What would be the right one?
without.
Without. We went almost 12 hours without water and electricity. Have you been following the news? Have you watched television and the news? Who had to do that recently? And then way more than 12 hours.
Hmm.
People in Texas. They had to go, how many hours did they go without water and electricity? Some people went for 3 days. Can you imagine?
That they could have died. They could have died.
You know what? People took care of each other pretty well. That's what happens sometimes in emergencies. And we have to remember that up here, when we have an emergency, we have to look out for each other. That was
Oh,
a
it's
really
kind of weird.
interesting
12
thing.
hours, question 12 hours.
12 hours without water and electricity is a long
No,
time.
no.
So you need more
Question
water. You can go
mentions-
for months without electricity, but not without water. How long do you need to go without water?
Like
Like a week at the most.
1 week.
No, 3 days.
No. You have to
3
be able to
days.
drink.
A person was able to last like a couple of months. But like it's kind of
Without drinking
impossible for
water.
you to spend that much money, that much time without water, because if you're really lucky, you can find water in like many different places.
Exactly.
Like
Yes.
even if it's snowing, you can kind of like you can kind of like suck on the snow, and if it's like not snowing, there's probably like a lake or something, or even a stream nearby.
Right.
Unless
Okay,
you're in
that's
the desert,
perfect.
then
Let's
I
go
don't
back
need it.
to question. Somebody already read number 13. Who was that?
Wait, teacher, it's kind of funny when I say question 12 and it mentions the number 12 and the hours. We went almost,
Yes.
it's question 12 and we went almost 12 hours.
Well, 13 doesn't give us 13 in the answer. So somebody give us number 13.
Can I?
Which is the complete,
No.
yes, please. Which is the complete sentence written correctly?
Okay. Not the first one. I don't think so.
It's hard, isn't it? This is hard. Can you guys see each
I
other?
This,
You ever work just in twos and pairs?
I think it's C.
Well, read it out loud and then you might be able to hear.
Okay. In search of gold, the Spanish
I think
explorers
it's
set
C, I think.
A is a sentence fragment. Do not choose that.
Yeah. In
It's
search
C.
of gold is Spanish. Okay, you read number 3. Number C, read that out loud and see if that sounds right.
Francisco de Coronado, dressed in shiny armor looking quite magnificent.
There's something wrong there, isn't there?
Yes.
If you
Some
said is looking quite
explorers thought
magnificent.
that Native Americans
Actually, I think none of them are actually correct.
Which one do you think is right?
In search of gold, the Spanish explorers put several ships and dozens of ships.
I think it's
I
B.
think B, yeah.
Yes, exactly, because you can hear it, right? In fact, 1535, a young man named Coronado.
The only
dreamed of
problem
making
is
a
they
fortune.
forgot the comma.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't a comma, so technically none of them are correct.
Where would you put the comma?
And it's after the time. So
After the
in
1535.
1535, comma, a young man named Corando dreamed of making a fortune, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, you want to know something, a big word, a word that's this big long? It's called
Yeah.
discretionary. It means you could
Dis-
put a comma there or you cannot. It's up to you. Okay, that's called a discretionary comma.
Discretionary comma.
Yes. Can you say
I-
that?
I-
Let's all be
I
able to say that
first-
at one time. Discretionary.
Discretionary.
Oh my gosh, you all said it. Try it again, one more time. Discretionary.
Discretionary. Discretionary.
Oh, you all get to go to university right now because you got that right. That's really hard.
Oh, there's such thing as an Oxford owl. I mean Oxford comma, not Oxford owl. What am
That's
I thinking?
right. Oxford comma. That's different though. This isn't the Oxford comma. This is a
I know you use
discretionary
it in a list of something when you're
Right.
trying-
With this one, you wouldn't have, you could use it or you could not use it. I like to use as few commas as I can. So I probably wouldn't use it. And here it doesn't need it, but you could use it and it wouldn't be wrong. But you probably don't want to use it here, okay? Actually, I'm not even sure it would be right at all. I think you should never use a comma when you don't need one, and here you don't need one. In 1535, a young man named Coronado dreamed of making a fortune. You guys are really smart at this stuff. You're very good at this.
Some people
Go ahead, sorry.
Miss Morris,
Yeah,
what are the few of do you have books? Like, what are your few of your books you've written?
I've written a book named Vigil. And I write some nonfiction books. I wrote some television stuff. And I wrote a book called No Words for Love and Famine. That's my favorite of my books.
Oh, quite fascinating.
It was, yeah, that was some time ago though. It's before you were born, I'm sure. I've written several books, and then I started writing mostly for television. I love
How
television.
long ago was that written?
That was written, maybe 20 years ago.
Oh,
wow. Can you imagine anybody writing 20 years ago? And guess what? I was writing it on a computer.
That's like only 2 years after my brother was born.
Yes. But I was writing on a computer from the very beginning of computers. I love writing on a computer. So but you know what? I thought we were talking about that earlier. It's good to learn how to write longhand because you write slower and you think differently. So we had to learn all the different tools, okay? And we'll practice that.
Miss Morris,
Yeah.
My school,
Mhm.
we saw Dev Pilkey online, and he said there's a contest and we're writing our own small comic books.
Wonderful. And you're doing that in school?
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow, that is so much fun. Have you started
And
yours?
the title of mine is Sir Pufferduff and Lady Hermie.
What's the name?
Sir Pufferduff and Lady Hermie.
Sir Pufferduff and Lady Herman. Wow, I would love to read that book.
Miss Morris.
Yeah.
You put the comma in associated with the pause because you say in 1535, a young man, like you put a tiny pause. That's why people put the comma there. They feel more. Some people just feel more comfortable putting the comma there. I do it.
I don't think that needs a comma though. I think that's not really right. I think it might not be completely wrong. That's why I said it's a discretionary comma.
Well, I put
But
the
you wouldn't
commas
really
everywhere.
probably put one there. So it's best to use as few punctuation marks as necessary for that, okay? So they don't really want you to put a
I use
comma
the
there.
comma. I use the comma for some reason.
Yeah,
just
and
feel
I think, yeah, because so often we use it when you have a whole sentence. A young man in Coronado dreamed of making a fortune. That's a whole sentence without it. So you put in an extra
I'm
pause
asking,
there.
Did J.K. Rowling put some discretionary commas in there?
You know what? Probably because that's an English writer. Okay, and in England, we use more commas than we do in the United States. It's a
Just
really interesting thing. And Canada is halfway in between. Canadians use that, what is called an Oxford comma. But this is way, way beyond what we need to learn today, okay? So, but I just wanted to mention that. In England, they use more commas than the United States.
Discretionary
Canada is
comma.
both ways, we go both ways because we're halfway in between, right? It's one of
Yeah,
the wonderful
I
things
use the
about being in
discretionary
Canada.
comma.
Yeah,
You probably spend a lot
noting.
of time in the US, so you probably are not used to you're probably like, you don't like the comma anymore these days.
also, I just like everything to be as short as possible.
Just noting, it's J.K. Rowling.
JK was rolling.
JK
Okay, let's get on to 14. Who's going to do 14 for us?
Can I?
Yes, please.
Which is a run-on sentence that should be written as 2 sentences? It's A.
It's obviously A.
Yeah. Okay, you can hear, right? You can hear the comma. Coronado traveled north in search of gold. He took 250 men with him.
He could put a comma, you can put a comma, you can put an and, or you could just simply stuff a period in there and then turn the he into beginning of he into a capital. But
Right.
that is just not simple.
Yeah, if you put a comma there and you'd have to put the word and, I think, to make that correct. Okay?
Oh
I think
yeah.
it's C.
No, it's
B is a list. He and his crew traveled with horses, mules, sheep, goats, and pigs. That is a list. After the first few words.
but it's still correct, right?
It is correct. It is obviously correct. It is
Right.
grammatically correct, and it sounds perfectly fine.
Yeah, when as soon as you hear it, you see it's correct. Okay, do you want to try some of these on your own and then we'll go through them together, or do you want to continue doing it this way? Let me hear some feedback.
Can we do it like this way? It feels it like so
You like
good.
doing it this way?
I like it. I'm a chatty boy.
It's a little bit slow, that's the only thing. Is it okay if we go a little bit slow and then you have to do more homework?
Oh no.
Oh, no. Okay, let's do it this way, okay? And let's just at least finish this one this way, okay? And then the next one will work maybe. Do you ever work in pairs? Can you do that on this format, on this computer format?
Computer, like we do what?
Can you ever work just in two? Can you see each other and work as 2 and 2? No,
Breakout.
not so much. No.
No, not so much, but you can put us in breakout rooms. There is such thing.
Put us in the Google Meet. Or, no, Google Meet has that feature where you like assign 2 people together, or you can have it random.
Right. Well, you know what? I'll try to learn the format, this format better. I'm just starting, so I don't know it very well. You guys all know it better than me. Okay.
Pretty sure you could.
So let's keep doing it this way together now, and then the next class I teach, I'm going to learn it better so that I can figure out if I can put people in groups. And sometimes what we can do is just, oh, who got Sherry? Who did that? Somebody just circled it.
Who
That
just
was
took
cool. Did you guys see it too?
that was annotate. We were allowed to do annotate. So
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. We can scribble all over this. But let's go on to 15. Who's going to read us 15 out loud?
you know you can close.
I?
Yes, please. Oh, wow. Wow, you guys, we're not going to be able to read it. Erase, erase, erase.
In
Wait, can
Zuni-
you can just press the delete in the annotate. Oh yeah, someone deleted all that.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
In 1535, the Zuni people lived in Pueblos.
Okay.
That's a hard word. Pueblos.
Pueblos. Today we call the areas where the Zunis lived Arizona and New Mexico. And obviously the answer, I think it is C. I think it's C.
Let's see if we can hear it, okay? Read it out loud.
In 1535, the Zuni people lived in pueblos in areas that today we call Arizona and New Mexico. It's basically the same.
It's very close. It's very close.
Is it D?
I think it's D.
Is this
Yeah.
book from the US? Is this book from the US?
I think it's not. I think it's Canadian.
Oh wow.
The publisher is Houghton Mifflin. Oh, well, it's Harcourt. I don't know. Harcourt is an American company. I'll look it up and I'll find out. And if I'm back here next week, I will let you know. Okay.
Okay. People in
Okay.
Canada, like many people, many teachers in Canada, like people from my school, Greensboro Public School, the teachers, well, they often, like a lot of teachers I know just put the comma after the date or something like that.
Right.
Like today, comma, we call the area blah, 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 blah.
I have lost your train of thought. Okay, let's go down. Who wants to try to combine? Do you want to do this individually and then we'll write it out, or do you want to continue doing it out loud? Can I
Out
get some
loud.
feedback? How many people like it out loud? Say out loud.
Out loud.
Only one person said out loud. How many people want to do it individually? Okay, let me try it again. How many people want to do it out loud?
Out loud.
One person. How many people want to do it individually, and then we'll give the answers back? You want to do it by yourself and then get back? One person, only one person voted.
Who?
Who is it that voted?
Me.
Who's me? I can't see you.
Shania.
Oh, well, thank you for
Majority.
voting. Guess what? Because you voted and nobody else voted, we do what you want to do.
Wait, what?
What majority said we do out loud though?
Yeah, out loud. Yeah.
Okay, okay, so we do it out loud. Okay, whose turn? Who hasn't taken a turn for a while?
I have taken a turn like 8 times in a row already.
So somebody else needs to do it.
You took a turn for the whole class.
Okay, who hasn't taken a turn? Who hasn't taken a turn in like the last four times? Leon,
Me?
have you taken a turn recently?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't taken a turn, but I've been talking a lot recently.
Okay, well, you take a turn and then you don't talk for a bit.
Okay. Wait, which question are we on?
We're on number 16.
On number 16. What is the best way to connect these two sentences? The Gulf Stream carries warm water northwards. The Gulf Stream originates near Florida. So A is Gulf Stream originates and carries. I think it's A.
Does anybody have another suggestion?
No.
I think A is good. The North Stream originates near Florida and carries warm water northward. Does that sound right?
So I'm correct?
Yes. Yay. Okay,
Yay.
everybody try number 17 on your own first, and then we'll have one person read the right answer out loud, okay? Everybody read the whole thing by yourself. do you know what an interrogative question sentence is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's B.
it's
Because
D.
B is a question.
None of them are correct.
Okay, we'll get all democratic. Does everybody agree it's B?
It's B. I mean, if you're
No, I don't agree because there isn't a period or anything after.
no.
I think it's B.
You're gonna select one of A, B, C, or D. If there's no, if you,
There isn't a question mark after B, so it's technically not correct.
it's asking which should end with a question mark. It's not supposed to
D.
be there.
I think it's D.
The question mark isn't supposed to be there.
Actually, I think it's a B.
No, you're supposed to be putting a question mark. You're just saying which one we should end with. Which one would end with it?
B, because B is asking a question. Where does the
Exactly. Yes. Which one? Did anybody have another one they thought might be it?
I think it's B or D.
D? Did you think it might be D?
D or B.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you listen to D, you might hear that your voice goes down. Many people do not know that the Gulf Stream flows to Newfoundland.
Oh, yes.
Oh
B.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
B.
you
B.
can actually hear
Definitely
it.
B.
Yeah, it's B. That's a wonderful thing about punctuation is it's just like music. You can kind of hear it. And the question is always, where does the Gulf Stream end? It goes up, right? So you can hear the question mark.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, who's gonna give us number 18?
Can I?
B?
Everybody
Which
read,
is a-
everybody try it themselves first, okay? Let's just be quiet for like 2 minutes and everybody read all of them. And then we'll have somebody.
D.
Wait,
I
give
can't
everybody a
believe
chance.
it's
Give
not
everybody a
the
chance.
president. I can't believe he's not the president of the United States at a donut shop. Okay, yeah, that's just very rare. You're not gonna see the Prime Minister of Canada walking down the street in the same grocery store as you are right now when you're gonna see.
I mean,
Well, maybe, but that's not the question. The question is, which is an exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory, that's a hard word to say, isn't it? Which
Yeah,
is
exclamatory.
I find that really hard to say. Which is an exclamatory, actually, let me give it a try. Which is an exclamatory sentence?
Oh wow,
It's D.
it's D.
Let's everybody try to say that together. Which is an exclamatory sentence?
Which is an exclamatory sentence. And the
Yay.
answer is D. D.
Which is an exclamatory sentence that should end with an exclamation mark.
That's right. There you go.
Because I can't believe you saw the president of the United States at a donut shop.
That's
I know
right.
you're not
I
gonna
can't
say.
believe
I
it.
can't believe he saw the president of the United States at a donut shop.
I mean,
That is
what
not
if
gonna be.
your mom's cousin? And it's normal for him.
That's right. Donald Trump ate a lot of donuts. I think we knew that, right?
Yeah, we know that.
Donald Trump is what?
He ate a lot of donuts.
Donuts.
He was a real donut fan. Okay, you guys, we got a new, oops, I screwed up here. Hold on, let me get back to that.
And Donald Trump
Okay.
usually doesn't
We-
like to admit he's losing. Like when he loses election to Biden, he says he hasn't lost. Seriously, he's a total big bummer. He's a bummer. Trump
Yeah. Well,
Trump is a kind of bummer. a
He's
sort of
not-
bummer.
we don't have to think about it much now because that's part of our history, right?
All he's doing is playing golf in Texas.
That's fine because that's part of our history. Now we're looking forward to if you're not looking at our history, what are we looking towards?
Yeah, I couldn't care less whatever happened.
Everyone likes
Future. We're looking towards the
Biden now.
future. Okay, and we're also looking at question 19 and 20, right? What I want you to do is everybody take a minute and read this paragraph in your head, okay? Don't read it out loud. We're going to read it in your head. And then we're going to answer these questions and or we can talk about
Morris,
it.
is your profile picture in Chrome a picture of you with yellow hair?
I have yellow hair. Yes, that's me.
That's when you were a lot younger, right?
No, that was just last year.
That was this last year.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
maybe 2 years ago. That was when I was in California. That was taken in the backyard in California. So that was before I came here. So that
Oh,
was like 2
well,
years
the
ago.
reason
I
probably
get a job at the grocery store in my neighborhood. I thought I'd be rich by the end of the summer.
No, we're not going to read it out loud. We're going to read it. Everybody's going to read it themselves. Okay. I'm going to give you 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes.
I'd be rich by the end of the summer, but after a month I didn't have a penny. That's when I decided in July I saved 1/3 of my money and spent another third on whatever I wanted. But yeah. Oops.
This person's I like this.
Yeah, I'm done reading it.
Okay. So what kind of paragraph do you think this is?
Exclamatory.
How so?
Because it says, no, it's exaggerated.
It doesn't even give you that option. So
It's
it
a
has to be.
it's a personal narrative. It's a personal narrative. A
Okay,
personal narrative.
why is
self-
it a personal? Why is it a personal narrative?
He's talking about his own life.
Yeah, a personal narrative is a story about your own life. It could be like anything about your water bottle, about virtual meeting, about how bad that
Why would you
What is the word?
narrative on your water bottle?
Everybody, calm down a minute. 1 second. What does the word narrative mean?
Like a
narrative
story
is
or such as
your own
like a piece of writing. It can either be like a small sentence or a book.
It's a story.
know.
It's actually a story. A narrative is a story. Like red.
It means personal story. So one day you decided to make a narrative about how bad that sandwich was, and at night and then describe how that at night you were dreaming very bad dreams about eating that disgusting sandwich because of that sandwich.
Right. That would be a narrative, right? That's a story.
I actually wrote
That would
a
be a
narrative.
personal narrative. If you were telling
actually
about
wrote
your brother, if you were talking about your brother, John, and you didn't even say he was your brother. You just talked about John. That would not be a personal narrative, would it? It would be but it'd still be a narrative. It'd still be a story, right?
I know, right?
20. Which detailed sentence could best be added after the second sentence?
Which one?
So the second sentence is okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's C because that's technically the only thing that's
No.
relevant.
If you wouldn't be happy that you don't have any money in the end of it.
Right.
He's saying he thought he'd be rich, but he didn't get anything in return. You wouldn't say, I really enjoyed my job after that. You would probably say something about your money, such as, I had spent most of my money on movies, junk food, and MP3s.
Right. And remember, this is a narrative, a personal narrative. We're telling a story. So these are very important details in telling a story, right? This girl spent money on movies, junk food, and MP3s. That's a story to be told. That's part of the story. It's the details in the story.
Oh my gosh, that's such a waste of money.
Yes, right. So that could be added. That would be a good addition. That's
Such
excellent.
a waste of money.
Who was the person who said that? Who identified that one?
Not me.
Who was it that said? Somebody said it. Number A. Well, who was that?
Not me.
Not me.
Oh, somebody did.
Wait, what's an MP3?
MP3, that's an olden days word. Those are, that's how we used to get music downloads.
Yeah, it's basically a radio.
It was after radios because it was some
sort of Nerf
digital.
gun. It sounded like some sort of Nerf gun.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question about this though. What could you get rid of, do you think? Is there anything you could get rid of in this paragraph?
I want to get rid of like I got a job. I thought I'd be rich at the end of the summer because as long as you like the job.
No, but here's the thing. You can't work at a job if you don't get money in return. How are you going to feed yourself? You're just going to
No,
happiness. You're going to die in 1 week. Like you need money for rent, food. You can't just
You
live.
have to get happy.
the teacher is putting up the sign.
I got a job at the grocery store in my neighborhood. I thought I'd be rich at the end of the summer, by the end of the summer, but after a month, I didn't have a penny. Is there anything you could take away from this? Or you think every detail counts here?
I think it's the comma or something.
I think this is very well written, actually.
Actually, yeah, that's so well written. I'm finding it. I'm having a hard time trying to get rid of anything in here.
Right.
It's like almost all of them are gold.
Almost the whole thing is it's very concise. That's a good word for everybody to learn.
I know some
Concise.
grammar person who would probably say, "This is so terrible. This is so."
That was very well done. Okay, so should we move on?
Imagine someone talked about their sandwich. This sandwich is so terrible. Even flies don't want to get near it.
Where's that?
Imagine you were talking about the gross sandwich, which my mom doesn't make. She doesn't make sandwich, or she makes good sandwich. And imagine you were talking about a sandwich so bad, it's like you ate and it tastes so bad. It's like, this sandwich is so bad, flies don't even want to get near it.
That would be a great detail. That would be a great expository detail. Flies don't even want your sandwich. Okay, everybody, we gotta stretch and get to the end of this. Okay, everybody stretch.
Has anyone read Judy Blume?
Oh, has anybody read Judy Blume?
I thought it was like Ruby Broom.
Judy Blume is like a whole series. Like, can you say something about Judy Blume that you read?
Oh, like there's his mother went out and like she went to visit their cousin or something. After that, their dad had to take care of them, and he made egg with mushrooms as an omelet. And Judy Blume's little brother, his name is Fudge. They call him all the time. And he liked it, but when their dad came in and ate it, he threw the whole 12-egg omelet into the garbage.
Oh my gosh.
And Fudge asked for more, but he said it's bad.
Well,
It's
that
kind
would
of
be
funny.
that would be a telling detail about the uncle.
Oh,
Okay,
do you
we
think
gotta have,
it?
we're
No,
gonna-
it's the
everybody has-
father.
We only have 8 more minutes,
What?
so we gotta finish this one more thing. Okay? Can everybody stretch and focus? Stretch and focus. We're gonna read this article, read this newspaper ad, and the story, and then you're gonna look at the underlined parts. They can sometimes have mistakes in capitalization, punctuation, spelling, or word usage. Choose the best way to write each underlined part. So everybody read this by yourself, okay? And then we'll just go 21, 22, 23, 24, okay? And then we'll be pretty much done today, I think. Want to give it a try? Everybody do this by themselves first.
This kind of reminds me of my catchphrase for things I don't want. This is everything I wished it wasn't. That's my catchphrase for things that I don't like. Like, this is everything I wished it wasn't.
Reddit.
There are so many mistakes.
Done reading.
Okay, so has everybody finished reading it?
I'm ready. I think it's telegram, not telegraph.
And they forgot a quotation mark next to watch out for pithy, clever, and endearing quotes.
And also, has anyone heard of Charlie the Factory?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was
Or
a
the elevator?
the glass
I haven't.
one.
But you know what, you guys, we only have 6 more minutes and we have 4 more questions on this page. So let's see if we can get this page done first, okay? And then everybody can go around the room and say one thing that they wish they had been able to say earlier, okay?
Okay.
I think it's I wish I had that.
I wish I had said that.
They're all the same.
I wish I had that.
I
had
wish I had
said that.
if you're gonna
C.
if you're gonna put it as a catchphrase in a book, B.
I think it's B.
B because it italizes the letters.
It's a book, right? So you don't
Yeah.
put the title of a book in quotation marks, you put it in italics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're right, that would be B. Who can give us the right answer for number 22?
I know.
I think it's to my.
I want to.
What are they trying to say? Immature and amateur are both different words.
They
Amateur.
totally are. This book,
Amateur.
I don't understand what's the
I don't know.
Okay,
I think it's
so
A.
you're comparing the amateur speaker to the professional. So what's the difference between the professional? What is it?
I think it's A.
I think it's
Amateur?
No, it's C. I'm pretty sure that's how it's spelled.
I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah,
I
it's C.
Okay. What about 23?
That's one I know.
I think it's to my
To my
friend.
friends.
I think it's that.
It's A.
It's B.
No, it's not either of them, I'm pretty sure.
Wait. Oh yeah, it's B.
What's wrong
Because
with
it's a sentence. The sentence done. Then he's saying the names.
Well, why would you put that in quotation marks though?
No, it depends what
Because
you
it's a speech.
Yeah,
He
it's
said
the
speech.
exact wording.
How do you know it's a speech? Like you can leave it to my friend's place in one sentence, right?
I
So,
bought 3 copies to give to my friends.
oh, okay. I bought 3 coffees to give to my friends.
3 coffees.
Then B.
No, 3 copies. Did I say coffees? I meant copies. I bought 3 copies to give to my friends.
3 coffees. You are not allowed to say that. Not coffees.
I would love a coffee. That's why I'm thinking coffees. Okay. I bought 3 copies to give to my friends.
Coffee
know,
crisp.
So what is it?
It's obviously friends. My friends. It's B.
Friends.
It's B.
Why would you have a quotation mark there though? Why would you have a quotation mark though?
Never mind. It's D.
D, yes, D. I think
Oh,
it is. Best as it is. They got it right.
They got it right. Okay.
Yes. Okay, now what's the problem with number 24?
I think it's A because the second telegraph is.
Daily Telegraph because it's a name.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a-
Yeah.
So the whole thing would have to be the first letter of the whole, each name, each word in the name has to be capitalized. Excellent. You guys, you did great work. Very good work. What did you like? What did you enjoy most? Let's just finish this off.
Does anyone know what their zodiac is? I'm a snake.
I know what the zodiac is. I'm Chinese. I know my zodiac. I'm a tiger. There.
I'm a snake.
I'm a tiger too.
I'm a rat.
Cool. My sister's a rat.
Okay, yeah, the teacher's just like, what?
I have no idea what I am.
No, it's the zodiac. You know, Lunar New Year.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you guys, does your class go for an hour or an hour and a half?
I think it's an hour.
Is it an hour? So we're all done in 1 minute?
An hour. 1 minute.
Are they going to close this off? Are they going to just cut us off, or can we say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. It was really wonderful working with you. Okay, you're going to try to look it over the next story, the snake story. You're going to look that over and have that all ready for the next time we get together, right?
I might look at your books.
Okay. And you can have a really wonderful time online looking for your own books, okay? And think about writing what you would write if you were going to write a book, okay?
Yep.
Because you can write your
Bye.
own book. That's the most fun. Okay, bye-bye. Take care. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.